Mary, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, thanks for bringing us here together safely. Please lead us through all of this, decisions we have to make and all these issues. Please help us discuss them calmly and mannerly. Please bless us and help us through the COVID. We know that's a big issue in this county now. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Rochelle, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we get started, I want to welcome everyone here tonight, and for the audience that's listening, we have a new system here that we're practicing with tonight, so if you'll just bear with us, maybe we'll get through it pretty quick and learn more about it as we go. Okay, roll call, please.
Alright, so everyone on your tablets, tell them that you're present. And the people on the phone, we already re-verifying your phone, the people that have not. Ms. Rosine, you have not pressed on your tablet. Yeah. So verify that War Plant's not here.
Here.
Mr. Plant? Daryl Hicks? Mary Powers? Put Rocky Crescent as present. Okay.
Ward?
Okay. Tally your vote. Tally your vote. You have a quorum.
15 present, 3 absent.
There you go.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Next is the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion? Motion by,
Right. Oh. Okay. So, motion. Press your button. Second. There you go.
We're getting the hang of this over.
L. James, buddy.
So there's your motion and your second.
The Ward's on there now, so I
So,
can put you in there.
and it will tell us.
Okay, all in favor of voting yes on the agenda?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you. We're still learning part of this. We do have a motion and a second. Dana Ferguson and Kenneth Miller second.
Approval of the agenda.
Approval of the agenda. No, we have the new system in, and was you there when Scott said that we have these tablets that we need you to pick up? We're gonna be doing it by, okay. Whenever you said something, I put you in here, for you. I made you present from here. I did, I got you, thanks Ford.
Okay. This is a voice vote, so that everybody.
I did. Daryl Hicks is not on here, is he? Mary Powers?
She's texting me, she says I'm present, but my reception is bad.
Okay, you're here. So can I?
Alright, first is the voice vote pass.
Well, we have to leave. We haven't taken it yet. Okay. All in favor of approval of the agenda, say aye, please.
Aye.
Does anyone oppose? No.
We don't have a button to push on that?
No, because it's a voice vote on the approval. So Mary's here.
I got you, Mary.
I can't hear her.
They can't hear me.
Change that to.
Okay, sorry, my phone don't pick up very well.
Alright, click next. Share.
Okay. Next,
Okay.
next on the agenda is the citizens forum. We have Jean Lee Kingston and Ashley Horner. Would y'all come forward, please? Jean Lee and Ashley are both vice presidents of the minor league football program, and they would like to address us about what they are hoping that they might get us to do for them.
Okay, we have, hold on just a minute.
Am I not going through that?
You are, but it won't go through the phone.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, I'll move over closer to Wanda's phone. Okay. That's okay. Okay, whichever one of y'all would like to speak first, go ahead.
Well, mostly we would like to ask, and we know it's gonna be a process, but we'd like to eventually have our own field for football. We know that, and we're getting a new soccer field this year at the industrial park, and we're thankful that, you know, it could be a possibility that we could play on that field. We've been playing on the high school field for the past several years, I would say 30 plus years we played on the high school field, and we're very thankful for the schools for letting us use their field. But we've made a few changes in the past couple of years, and it would benefit our league and the kids in Benton County if we could have our own field that we could use as we needed or as we wish, instead of having to only use it when the high school would approve us to be able to use it.
Jean Lee, would you like to say?
Yeah. Also, from last year to this year, we've had a new board, and we had 6 football teams last year, and this year we've had 12. So we've kind of also outgrown the field. Our flag games take an hour apiece. Our tackle games take an hour and a half. So getting all that in on one day is very hard.
We've only been able to use the field on Saturdays, so we're getting in 6 or more games in one day. It becomes quite difficult, especially with depending on the high school and their football season. If they have a game coming up and the field might be a little bit wet, they don't want us to use their field. So we got canceled twice this year after shortening our season because of COVID. We ended up getting canceled twice and had to reschedule during the week, which is difficult, especially at the last minute. And then we have to work around their practice schedule as well. So it's although it's been going on for decades, using the field there, we're kind of outgrowing as our league grows. And Jimmy and I and the other members of the board have ideas that we would like to do in the future with our league. We've gotten into talking to some other people in some other counties, and they can do tournaments and they do all types of things that we're not able to do because we don't have the facility. We're not asking for anything large. We're right now just asking for somewhere we can play.
Wanda, this is Gary. I can't see him, can't hear that.
You might have to pick it up,
Okay.
tilt it that way or something. I just have a couple questions. Are y'all affiliated with, Pop Warner, Junior Pro, anything that you have a requirement to build a field? Or do you have to have a regulation football field, or is junior fields much smaller?
It's regulation. It is. It's 53 1/3 by 120.
Okay. And again, I love Junior Pro. I played Junior Pro and Pop Warner. I was 4 years, so I remember playing on the field. At that time, we only had 4 teams. Just by design, a football field is a lot different. It's usually got a crown in the middle. You usually have drainage underneath. It has to slope a lot of times. So football fields are a more costlier endeavor to embark on. Now, Director Florence and I talked a little bit about how we use the high school, maybe how the high school can grow over the years if we made some enhancements out there. But it sounds like even if we enhance the field, if maybe we brought in the artificial turf, synthetic turfs that you're saying, is that still not going to satisfy what you need, or?
It's not that we're not satisfied.
We're thankful that we can use their field, and we don't want to come off as disrespectful or ungrateful, because that's not the case.
Definitely.
We just have goals that we would like to achieve for the kids here. Instead of them having to go outside the county, we want to bring people in. And this year we did have about, 30 kids from Henry County in our league, and it really worked out well, and we built really good relationships with them. So we want to build on that and be able to travel and be able to do tournaments.
We had 30 from Henry County, 12 from Waverly, and 15 from Brewster.
So while using the high school field is working for us currently with our regular season that we have, and just having the day of games, that does work. But for our growth that we want to do, and the money that we think that we could make and build on, we would need at least somewhere where we could play. Even just the soccer field for now would work, and then we could prove our ideas, and if that worked out and we could make money, maybe add another field out there if that's possible.
And it's possible. It's an intriguing topic to look at, because I've seen your crowds; they're huge. Y'all do have a lot of people that's come to play. Pulling off the logistics is a different story. Obviously, the preferred way is to have a community complex, which our high school has been that community complex. But from what I'm hearing, with so many games going on, and one field probably isn't going to do it. So let's just continue this discussion. This isn't something that's an easy fix, but it sounds like it's a growing in popularity, so it's going to be around forever. And we need to look at it. So we just need to sit down. If we can work with the schools, let's work with the schools. If we can work with using soccer fields, let's use soccer fields. But it may take a few years to really bring this to what I call fruition. You know what I mean? Because a football field's a lot costlier than a soccer field. And we're hoping to build a soccer field we're trying to stay under $40,000. And that's the field. We're having to level it out, bring dirt in, parking. It's going to be a 120 by 75. Plus, you got to have room to practice on, because if you keep practicing on your game fields, it's going to turn into a dust bowl.
And our practice situation we would plan on it staying the same as it is, and we have discussed.
The city board works great for us, and they've also cleared out another spot for us to practice next year.
And we've discussed, putting money into it as well as a board.
The Soccer Association came and met with me like 2 years ago, so you can see how long these things take. It's been 2 years, and we're just getting to this point of getting them something constructed. So I think I called you or texted you. I don't know if you still have my number, but I'll just come by my office. Let's begin a discussion. Let's think about how we would go forward. We definitely need to bring the schools into the discussion, because there's a possibility we might be able to enhance the school's footprint, so their sporting capacity, and in doing that, we may kill two birds with one stone, is what I'm saying.
Even if we were able to use the practice field, if we had like bleachers or something out there, even if they could just bring chairs out, that would benefit us if we would be able to do that, but that doesn't quite solve our problem of
concessions,
or being told no, or being told we're not going to let you play this week, or there's just a lot of things that happen, and I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. I'm very thankful that we have been able to use it, but it did
especially at last minute, it didn't hinder us.
The complication is we fall under rules too, and when you use county properties, if the schools are closed, it's conceivable that those sporting accoutrements are also closed. We've closed down the park, back in April and May and June. Or April and May, the county park was even closed. So when you can't predict what we're going through right now. So if those elements are closed, it's just an assumption, but I would assume that minor league would have been closed as well.
No, I think we're talking more about the rainouts that we,
Yeah, the COVID, we completely understand.
and we knew coming into it that was gonna be.
So let's, first thing, we start with a dream, okay? Let's make a wish list
Okay.
of what you envision your needs are gonna be 2 or 3 years from now. So let's start with that. Let's come to my office, let's start planning. Let's see what we can do, what we gotta work with, this is long term. And then we'll approach the schools with it, and we'll see if we can't get it. But I've been watching y'all lately, you know, and I know that it was a big deal with me growing up, so I imagine it's a big deal right now, you know, kids love football. So we're gonna try to do what we can do.
Thank you.
I had something, what is that? They probably recognize me without my mask on. Sean Johnson, I'm the county attorney, and I am from Henry County. Our league, our football league, youth football league got canceled. My son, we're part of the Henry County people that came to Benton County and participated in the league this year. And I want to say that they did a really good job. It was a great program this year. I think one of the things they're talking about is access is one of the things they were talking about. But with what they had, I think they did a really good job. And I wanted to tell them that the Henry County people that got to come over and participate in the league here, I think they really enjoyed it. And we were glad that we had a place to go because, like I said, our league got canceled this season. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
So let's meet, you know, we'll.
Where did your teams play?
What's that?
Do you have a special field for your minor league football?
Oh, for over there, for Henry County? We do. We have our park, city park, Eiffel Tower Park, actually has soccer/football fields that we use for our upward flag football, and they mark them off for us, and we could use those. I don't know about the city park here if they have that, but we're able to do that. And I suspect whenever our football field, the turf is installed, that we'll probably be able to use those for the high school as well. But we used our regular park over there where I'm talking about for our practices, and then we would come over to the games here. And then the championship game for at least the junior tackle, there was an issue with it being canceled, and Henry County actually was able to do the championship game, give a field, the school system, I think gave a field for us to use for that game on Saturday.
I think that's the idea that they have is soccer/football.
Yeah, something that we have a designator that we can use. So I hope they can get the same thing.
I'm going to recognize Michelle Hill from the 5th District.
Thank you. How many Benton County families participate in this roughly?
I would say a rough estimate of probably 220 kids from Benton County. It depended on the year. This year we had the 2 teams from Paris and a few kids from out of town, but I think last year we averaged about 100 kids in cheer and 100 kids in football.
Yes.
Okay.
So we rose, our number rose probably about 60 kids this year.
Wow. And we thought we were going to have,
A lot less.
and we ended up having more. We were very thankful that we did.
Chairman, can I respond?
Well, I'm going by the numbers on here.
Okay, thank you. I'll use my tablet.
You know, my daughter was a cheerleader and stuff like that's been around a long time. What you're wanting is, instead of just like being on a Saturday at high school, you're going to be able to do a couple days, right? And then bring in leaves like him,
Yes, sir.
which contributes to the county.
Yes, sir.
So ultimately, we would like to play at least one other night during the week, and then be able to the tournaments are what we're really also
Like I said, I know it's a big thing. It's been around.
And we think that
I'm
there's-
sure Tanner Hudson. I mean, I'm sure he played.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but we're interested in the. I mean, we think that if we did the tournaments, we're interested in a lot of what we talked about is the people coming into the community are going to be spending money in our county, just like with the softball tournaments.
Well, like I said, you might come in and talk to the mayor. Maybe something could be modified with the soccer field sort of stuff.
Yeah, that would be
Could
great.
be, you don't know. I mean, it's something, but it's been here a long time, a lot longer than soccer has.
They were, and I admire y'all because it is very hard.
Oh, it's awesome.
Thank you.
I was
Oh,
just
you guys
for
do
my
it
son
great.
playing.
Thank you.
I've got one question for y'all. This is just, in what I've heard some people say, that is there a possibility that the- the league has enough money that you could help in some way? If, I mean, I know you can't, but if you could help in some way, would that be if you did combine the soccer and football.
Yes, ma'am. We've talked about what number we're comfortable in spending and being able to help. And we've also talked about like our profit every year, what we're willing to put into it as far as like a percentage.
Fundraisers.
Yes, this year we did not have fun. We had
We
one
didn't have-
fundraiser.
We had one fundraiser, we sold some pamphlets or whatever for
We
the
did-
quarterback club at the high school.
And we did the car wash.
Oh yeah, we did do the
So,
car wash.
this year
But
we didn't
had two
raise.
people come to the car wash.
This year we didn't raise the money that we raised last year. Last year we raised so much money to be able to build back up our funds for our season. I mean, it does cost quite a lot. Just the insurance alone is about $2,500. Or this year was $3,000. And then we have all the equipment that we have to spend. So it does cost quite a lot to run our league, but we have discussed a figure that we're comfortable with in helping.
What about field goal posts? Do y'all use them or not? Meaning,
We don't use
no
them.
one's kicking a field goal or anything
No.
like that?
No one's using them.
Because there's a cost item. But what I'm saying is that we're building a soccer field, and it is going to be big enough to put a football imprint on it. You know, so for the next couple of years, we'll have to adjust. I mean, you know, we'll have to work with what we've got. But before we get into we won't begin constructing the soccer field until next spring. So that's what we need to know. All right. Y'all, actually a flat surface would probably be better for young kids.
That's all we're asking for.
So the flat surface is going to be there, and we just need to make sure we work in those accoutrements that it can be a joint use type of field.
And I think we've even talked about, like, we're willing to paint our own, we're not asking
We'll
anybody to go
supply
out there
paint
and,
or-
yeah, chalk it or anything.
We'll
We,
do all that, yeah.
at least for the time being, until, you know, we can just, to be able to use it for
And
now.
it's played only in the fall during the basic football season type deal, August
sir.
through November.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now,
That's good because soccer can play in the spring, you know, summer, and then we can turn over football. So this is win-win.
And that was our concern, because we know that in the past, soccer's played in the fall on the same Saturdays that we played. So that was our concern in sharing the field would be, well, who would have priority during those fall months.
Well, you know, and soccer's growing. That's what we're really looking for in the future. That's going to be a sport that grows. But you know what? That's what the community involvement's for. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? But we got to start somewhere. And so, starts with a meeting. Let's make our wish list. Let's envision what we see this can turn into. We'll make all the other part work. So just be patient. Because like I say, Rome, they hear me, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's but we'll start working.
Commissioner Preston, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank y'all for bringing this subject before us here tonight. It's a subject that I don't know a whole lot about. You've got my attention. I'm very interested in it. I'm sure there's other commissioners going to be on their minds heavy. The mayor and his office are very good at finding money. And let's hope that we haven't had our best idea this evening. And I certainly want to get behind y'all and help all I can. And I'm going to encourage the other commissioners in the mayor's office to help also. I yield the floor. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up tonight. Maybe.
Thank y'all for letting us.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, we have another lady that would like to speak here in the citizen's forum. She's not here, but she's on the phone. Yeah, wait just a minute, please. Okay. Bear with us, please. We're trying to get all the devices to work here. Okay, Autumn Rattler, she is the mayor from Big Sandy, and she wants to speak on a resolution that we have tonight, resolution number 2. Yes, you may speak.
Right, I'm Tony Paulin. I'm trying to stay COVID-free again. and so I could work at school. So they really called in, yes, President is talking about this resolution. Brett and I got to attend the TWRA meeting in person last week. I gave my speech there, talking to the TWRA officers, letting them know how much of an impact getting rid of the duck line drawing would do to our town and our county. I gave them numbers and statistics. Our sales tax are depleted from last year, of course, $2,000-ish roundabout. I do think that's a little higher than what it should be this year, just because I think people are buying toilet paper and getting prepared for COVID. So that really hurts our town. But everybody there knows that our town should be at the events on the Spring Festival and the Duck Line, which were both different this year and were canceled. I also let the TWRA know about the nonprofits that benefit from the Duck Line, the Big Fish Volunteer Fire Department, the Church of God's Prophecy, and the Little League, and numerous other organizations that do raffles and other things down there. I told them a story about 2 years ago. We had this guy come up to where I park cars across the street at the church, and he asked what this side of the cars parking lot went to, and it went to our kids, to feed our kids and get back to the children of our town. And he sent us a $1,000 check from his nonprofit. Now, if we had the Duck Line on, that would never happen. That money went towards getting stuff in our children's department, plenty of meals that provided several kids food on Wednesdays and Sundays. Our Little League makes around $4,000 every year. Of course, that Little League money goes to equipment, or umps, or uniforms, or anything like that. And that's just from selling cheeseburgers and stuff like that. Our fire department makes around $700 every August. And so I just really commend you guys to really push for this. I know Ashley and I are supposed to have a conference call with the governor sometime hopefully to try to persuade him to put a stop to this. So that's all I have. I'll take any questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Mayor Autumn?
I would like to comment on that, please.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Plant.
Yes, Roseanne is resolution. It affects more than just economy. It affects the personality of people. We've got people that have done this way for years and years and years. And they cross the lines, they're handicapped people. They won't, what they try to do, they try to go to I know not the way, but we either by hip boots or boats. And they
We're gonna move on then, that's all that we have as far as our citizens forum. We're gonna move on to the commissioners forum. Do we have a commissioner that wants to say anything? Okay, then next on the agenda is our county mayor, attorney, finance director, or guest speaker, whoever may be here.
All right, now, before I speak, Rocky, are you sure there's nothing that you want to talk about? Normally, to have you this quiet, I'm worried about your health. Either way, we've got a lot of things on board, as y'all can hear just from Mayor Ratliff's comments. The TWRA live blind drawing in Big Sandy is a big concern. Not only Big Sandy, but to Benton County. We know what that first Saturday of August does to drive out-of-towners to our county. And what's at stake with TWRA is a difference of opinion, or a difference of a viewpoint, a difference of ideas and ideals. But, they see a certain type of picture, and I believe we need to show them our side of the picture. Now, the odd dynamic that the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission, they're not made up of duck hunters. I mean, there may only be a few duck hunters. A lot of those might be turkey hunters, deer hunters. They're from all points in the state. So we have our challenge to be able to show them how it impacts us from a local level. Like I said, last week we had a meeting in Parsons, Tennessee, and if you are a duck hunter, I felt like any and every idea or concern to the local duck hunters was articulated. I was very impressed with all the speakers that gave their version of why we need this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, at the end of the day, that was the last message, is what's wrong with the current system. Mayor Ratliff gave an excellent presentation and gave them data, and I was on the phone with the governor's office that afternoon and the following day. So they're going to chew on this for about a week and a half, and hopefully either we'll have a live visit to the governor's office, or we'll be talking with them directly over the phone, Mayor Ratliff and I, because we do know the impact that this has on Big Sandy. There's a lot of politics at stake here too. I mean, TWRA has their agenda. They'll throw out a lot of good numbers of not having a live draw will show this and this and this. They claim that tourism will be boosted to our county because we'll have out-of-towners. Our viewpoint is we don't believe so. We don't believe that the tourism will grow to a point where it's any more impactful than what we're seeing from the local duck hunters. So this is like court. Point, counterpoint. We have to prove our case, and at the end of the day, we have to show the impact that this has on this county and the community of Big Sandy. And so our plea is, don't do anything quick. If y'all are committed and believe that this is the way to go, phase it in. Is there a way that we can have in 5 years we're going to go this, whatever. We really need to buy ourselves some time, because they came armed with a lot of data, and but they're not seeing things from the local viewpoint. And at the end of the day, all politics is local. The impact is very local. So we're going to make a good case, and we're going to make a plea that TWRA does not fix a system that's not broke, in our opinion. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to the selling of blinds, duck blinds, the buying and selling of duck blinds. I think that's the underlying argument TWRA is really trying to solve, that they're not really telling us. So again, whether you're for it or against it, at the end of the day, this is tremendously impactful to our local hunters. I've been hunting the Camden Bottom since 1967. So I've seen the old system. I've seen their very first computer draw system that was implemented in 72, 73, lasted for 5 years. I've been drawing in the live drawing since 1978. Waterfowl hunting is my largest passion, hobby when it comes to hunting and outdoors. So it's very close to me as well. But again, my hat's off to Mayor Ratliff. She did an excellent job in making a great case for Big Sandy and Benton County. So again, this is to be continued. It's something that we'll keep you abreast of as we go. Our meetings are probably going to change With COVID rearing its ugly head, we're probably going to get to a more restrictive meeting environment. Okay, so we may go down to just one person per district, or we may have to figure out a way where we utilize the electronic accoutrements a lot better. I've got a couple of commissioners that have terrible reception. They're not against the electronic means, they just don't get it in their neck of the woods, so to speak. So if we have those type of setups, we may actually set up 2 courtrooms and have some people set up there with electronics, but no more than maybe one commissioner per district live in this setting, for a few reasons. First of all, our own safety. Second of all, we have a Facebook audience that expects us to lead by example. And if we're out here trying to tell them to be protective, but yet we're chummying up, no one's wearing a mask, we're side by side, we're not doing a good job at putting forth a good example. So December's meeting probably will be modified somewhat. Y'all got these new electronic pads that we can learn to use, and let's get better. Please be proactive in learning this. I've asked Scott to set up some training programs for y'all during the month that you can come in and either learn one-on-one, or maybe we can get in a small group and learn, and we can practice. But this is the future. I think once we all learn how to use these, you're going to like it. And it's going to be something that once you're very familiar with, that you can use from your home very easily. For the record, I've given our county clerk, Wanda Malin, some documents for the county historical record. We're going to recognize a very important citizen in our community this coming week. I'm not going to mention it since it's on Facebook. I don't know if he knows about this yet, but that's for the record, Wanda. You've got that. We also had volunteer awards today where we recognize 6 volunteers in the Benton County community, 3 young youth and 3 adults. We know how important volunteerism is in our county and a rural county. The more public involvement we get, it has a huge impact. And so I want to congratulate all of our award winners. Again, I'm submitting those to Wanda for the historical record as well. And y'all heard about the football field. That was I'm glad that they came and spoke to you about that. The soccer field, again, we're not moving too fast. We're going to make sure we do it right, but we look to begin the construction of a soccer field. Just get something built this spring, so the timing is good. I believe that we can build that with the funds that we've got in our little pot already budgeted, and hopefully start off on a win-win outcome there. So I'm glad that the minor league football parents came and spoke to us tonight. That's it.
That's the shortest speech in history.
Mr. Hopper, it was very short. Okay, let's move on. Approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Okay, we have a motion by Dana Ferguson and a second by Kenneth Miller. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Okay, roll call vote actually for this one because of it, so.
Okay.
Do we just press our buttons?
Yep. Once they all do the right one, name off the ones that.
Angie Hearn,
Yes.
Ward Plant,
Yes.
Rocky Preston, sorry. I got a roll call, sorry. Leah Dye,
Yes.
Norman Frazier,
Yes.
Gary Fur,
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper,
Yes.
Mary Powers,
Yes.
anyone want to change your vote? Motion carries. 17 yes, 1 absent.
Okay, motion passes. Next is the report of the public utilities. motion by Dana Ferguson, seconded by Bill Melton.
That's correct.
Okay. So we have a motion by Commissioner Ferguson, and it was seconded by Commissioner Melton. Need to take a roll call. Okay. Everybody, go ahead and vote, and then she'll do the roll call for the ones listening. Yeah. Hey, we're getting this. I like it already.
Angie Hearn. Ward Plant.
Yes.
Kalia Dow.
Yes.
Norton Fraser.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Mary Powers. Anyone wish to change their vote? 17 yes, 1 absent.
Okay, that, motion passes. We'll move right along to the first resolution for tonight, which is resolution approving the Benton County Highway Department be allowed to purchase supplies, culverts, and gravel on behalf of the E911 Board to help with the E911 construction project, and with the agreement that the E911 Board will directly reimburse the Benton County Highway Department for these expenses. We have a motion. We have a motion by Kenneth Miller and a second by Dana Ferguson. So everyone can go ahead and vote, and then we'll take roll call.
Should we question?
But yeah,
Anyone
you had
else?
your discussion, you know. You have to do your discussion part still.
Okay.
Angie Hearn.
Yes.
Don Kelly. Ward Plant.
Yes.
Kalia Dow.
Yes.
Norton Fraser.
Yes.
Gary Fur.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Mary Powers.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Seventeen yes.
Okay, motion carries. Resolution number 2 is for the Benton County request that TWRA keep the line drawing system the way it has traditionally been, and that there is a once-a-year draw for the season-long blind location. We have a motion by Rochelle Hill, and it was a second by Bill Melton.
Discussion.
Now, this is open for discussion. Anybody want to speak?
I got a question.
Okay,
If we vote yes, we have it the traditional way, yes?
yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's all. I'm a little bit fuzzy on that. I don't, I'm trying to see, but
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all this is a suggestion. This is a suggestion to, and basically stating where we stand on this issue. We will submit this through our legislator to the Tennessee Wildlife, and Fish and Wildlife Commission, so that they know where we stand on this. But it doesn't change anything, there's no guarantees. The last say comes through that commission.
Did y'all hear him? Yeah. Mr. Plant, it's the resolution about the guideline drawing. We're going to, let TWRA know how we stand on this, that we want them to leave it the traditional way. Has anybody got any other questions about it?
I do have a question.
Okay.
I'm considering an amendment or an opinion on the very last sentence under whereas. It says once a year draw for a season-long blind location. Somewhere in there, do we not need to put that this blind draw needs to be held on the standing? Because they did a online draw one time. This past year. Does anybody agree with that?
says, whereas Benton County would request that the traditional in-person blind draw in Big Sandy resume for the 2020 waterfowl season, and in perpetuity, does that
That
not
covers it.
explain that?
Yes.
What do you think, Mayor?
Like I said, the computer, at the end of the day, the Tennessee Wildlife, Fish and Wildlife Commission is the final say. We're just simply appealing to their decision-making body to keep it as is. But they do reserve the right to change it. That's why we've gotten to the point where we are, is we thought the computer draw this year was just going to be a one-time thing, and they are proposing that it be a permanent. Now, I will say, if you'll go on Believe in Benton, it'll probably be the second post down where you'll see that meeting was held. I've got a link on there that will take you to the YouTube for that meeting. They are in discussion. They did not give an indication of that they were even going to vote on this year. But knowing government bureaucracy as we do, we want to get on the record. They may do something by February. They may wait another year to do it. The arguments that were made were extremely compelling to keep it as is. A lot of good arguments by citizens from all throughout this area that use our WMAs. But the computer draw was a one-time thing, but they're moving that way, and we're just going on record. All we're doing is saying, the Benton County Commission has endorsed that we keep it as is.
My question's answered.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I know what he's talking about, and if you do the very last sentence, the very last paragraph, where it says Benton County requests that the TWRA keep the blind draw system the way it has traditionally been, in that there is a once-a-year draw for a season-long blind location in Big Sandy.
You should think you be held in Big Sandy.
Okay, if we feel that way, does someone want to make a motion to amend that and add that?
I will.
Hold on just,
I'll make a motion.
so hold on just a second on the motions. So type out, how exactly were you want it worded?
To be held in Big Sandy?
That the live drawing be held in Big Sandy. That a live drawing be held in Big Sandy.
That's right in there.
It says it on the third whereas. Benton County would request that the traditional in-person blind draw in Big Sandy resume for 2021 waterfowl season and in perpetuity. It's going to be redundant again.
That sounds like it'd be redundant.
Well, that part that I've read that's what that is saying. If we add that at the bottom, we're just kind of repeating what that sentence up there says.
That's the way I read it too, it's already said Big Sandy. Drawing to be held in Big Sandy City Park.
Okay, so the people that were wanting it, are you withdrawing it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vote.
So Ms. Dana, if you'll yield the floor on your tablet. Chairman, do you have any, do you want to vote?
No, I don't see anyone else.
Vote.
Okay, is that the end of our discussion on this? If so,
Everybody's voting now.
And
Are we voting on it, Jay?
announce the vote, because the people online can see the vote.
Voting as
If you just say all voting yes, except.
Okay, so, to answer the phone, there is no amendment, it's voting as is.
Voting as it was. Angie Hine,
Yes.
Ward Plant,
Do that.
Announce each vote.
Do it the way you worded it.
When you get a final vote, announce each vote.
Ward Plant? Ward Plant? Rocky?
Rocky, or do you want to use your tablet, or do you want
I rise to a point of information, Chairman. It's not clear to me what we're voting for.
We're voting for resolution number 2, as it is printed on the paper.
Thank you.
Leah Dye?
Yes.
Norman Frazier?
Yes.
Gary Carr?
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper?
Yes.
Mary Powers?
Yes.
Anyone wish to change their vote? 16 yes, 1 abstain, and 1 present. Oh. Do you want me to do it?
So now for the record, just announce each vote. Hearn, yes. Patton, yes.
Angie Hearn voted yes, Don Patton, yes, Ward abstained, Dana Ferguson, yes, Kenneth Miller, yes, Rocky Preston, yes, Leah Dye, yes, Norman Frazier, yes, Gary Farr, yes, Dwayne Fowler, yes, Sonny Hall, yes, Bill Melton, yes, Rochelle Hill, yes, Mike Nunnery, yes, Roseanne Ward, yes, Ronnie Hopper, yes, and Mary Powers, yes.
what you want?
Okay? We're gonna, the mayor has asked that we do that for the record so that the people that's listening live know how everyone votes because they can't see our screen up there. So,
Yeah, but when you say 16 voted yes, that basically tells them just about everybody and just do the oddball ones.
That's what I would suggest.
17 present, 1 absent.
Yeah, and
Yes.
just say that, Ward Plant abstained and Darrell Hicks
We
is
can't do it that
here.
way. We cannot do it that way. It's directed by the governor and by the comptroller's office that those are doing COVID restriction type meetings, has to be by roll call. So the way you're doing, you don't have to repeat it at the end, like repeat them again, just like you're doing on the phone when they're voting up there and you're going through the list, they're saying yes. We'll know when they change. If nobody changes their vote, you've already announced it. So you don't have to repeat it again at the very end.
The thing is, sometimes you don't know they voted yes until they generate the board, right?
Oh, yeah, or fix that. Hold that one second.
Or just show the live vote, I guess, announce it as they vote.
When she says their name going through the list, are they saying yes and then they voted, or they're voting yes? Confirming what they've already done on the computer.
It's the ones that aren't here.
The ones that aren't here. Is that what you said?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so now as you vote, it'll show up.
And we just need to announce it so it's recorded, or, audio wise, and so that folks on Facebook know who's voting, how the commissioners vote on the screen.
For everybody, right?
They'll put it over here and they can see it.
Yeah, that's why, well, the next meeting, we'll put the camera here facing that way.
We've got more screens coming in too.
Yeah. And that'll fix it for the next one.
okay, I think we're finally finished with that resolution.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one was tough, wasn't it? I thought it would be easy.
Yeah.
Okay, next is number 13, which is resolution number 3. The resolution budgeting funds in the amount of $60 received from COPE, which is the County Officials Association of Tennessee, as reimbursement for the canceled training conference within the clerk and master's budget. We have a motion by Phil Milton and a second by Dana Ferguson. Do we have any discussion? Okay, if not, everybody vote.
Okay. Is that what you're wanting to see, Mayor?
Well, but we also need to announce it as a vote.
The biggest thing is just to announce it verbally at the end, just as long as it's verbal, like a roll call. Whether we see it on there, because no one on online or calling in can see that. So it doesn't matter if it's viewed up there or not right now. But for tonight, just as long as you call it out, like a roll call type vote, it doesn't matter what the thing is.
I need some help with my machine here.
Angie Hearn,
Yes.
Don Patton, Don Patton, yes. Ward Plant, Ward Plant, Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Leah Dye,
Yes.
Leah Dye, yes. Norman Frazier,
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Fur,
Yes.
Gary Fur, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes.
Yes.
Sunny Hall, yes. Phil Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper,
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers,
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes. Anyone wish to change your vote? We have 16 yes, 2 absent.
Okay, we're moving on to resolution number 4. The resolution budgeting funds in the amount of $5,943 received as insurance recovery from the Tennessee Risk Management for a water damage claim at the Benton County Jail within the county building maintenance budget. We have a motion by John Patton and a second by Dana Ferguson. Anyone want to discuss? Or any questions? Okay.
Hold on. Kenneth Miller, did you have a new motion?
No, I hit the wrong button up here.
That's okay. There's no discussion, so we can go ahead and vote.
Just making sure it works.
It is. You got me good. Okay.
Angie Hearn,
Yes.
Angie Hearn was yes. Don Patton, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Leah Dye,
Yes.
Leah Dye, yes. Norman Frazier,
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Fur,
Yes.
Gary Fur, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sunny Hall, yes. Phil Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper,
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers,
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes. Would anyone like to change your vote? We have 16 yes, 2 absent.
That motion passes. Move on to resolution number 5. It is a resolution appropriating funds in the amount of $2,865.05 from the unassigned fund balance within the general fund and budgeted within the county mayor's budget in order to pay the invoice received from the revenue recovery by the Barrett Group. We have a motion by Don Patton and a second by Phil Melton. Any discussion?
Hill Fifth District, I take it we've already recouped the funds before we pay this in, or went to pay this invoice, correct?
So, again,
I assume that we've already recouped the funds that she discovered before we put in for payment on this
yeah,
invoice?
yeah,
Thank
this,
you.
Nathan Bever Forest State Park has just now been paying in to the occupancy tax. And so this is basically showing you,
Her portion.
yeah,
Thank you.
which the first year, just to remind y'all, I know, new commissioners, but the type of contract she's in, she goes after revenue that we don't know that's out there. That she does her studying, or she does audits, and she finds where money should have been paid, and so by her contract, the first year, she gets paid 50% of whatever she finds, which, it's kind of sounds astonishing, like goodness gracious, but that we wouldn't have got it to begin with. You see, so she's worth her weight in gold when it comes to that. And then after that first year is paid, she rolls off. And then so all the revenue recurring annually, year after year, comes in our pocket. So this keeps them hopping, and has them constantly looking at our tax structure. But she's been with us a year and a half, and really, if y'all want to stop, and I'll show you the numbers. It's really an astonishing number of what she's brought in from models that were broke, monies that we didn't know that were out there that we should have known. And she, on this one right here, Nathan Bever Forest State Park, Hotel Motel, they were never included on the original private act to be included. So she found that loophole. She closed it. We had to run to the legislature. So this is, like I said, the payments that she comes up with. She doesn't bill us until the money's in our pocket, so to speak.
Any other questions? Okay, we can vote now.
Angie Hearn. Angie Hearn, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh. Don Patton, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Kalia Dye.
Yes.
Kalia Dye was yes. Norman Frazier.
Yes.
Norman Frazier was yes. Gary Farr.
Yes.
Gary Farr is yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sonny Hall, yes. Phil Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers.
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes. Anyone wish to change their vote? That's 16 yes, 2 absent. Motion passes.
Resolution number 6 is a resolution appropriating funds in the amount of $30,000 from the unassigned fund balance within Fund 189, Airport Projects Fund, in order to cover the upfront expenses for the local airport CARES Act grants. We have a motion by Kenneth Miller and a second by Dana Ferguson. Floor is open for discussion. Commissioner Hill?
Hi, okay, when we get that $30,000 reimbursed, will that go back into the unassigned fund balance within the airport fund?
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, any other? Don't see anything, so, we can vote and take a roll call.
Angie Hearn.
Yes.
Angie Hearn, yes. Don Patton, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Kalia Dye.
Yes.
Kalia Dye, yes. Norman Frazier.
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Farr.
Yes.
Gary Farr, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sunny Hall, yes. Bill Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers.
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes.
Wait a minute.
You want to change your vote?
I want to see what it does.
If you change your vote,
Yeah,
if you change it.
I'm gonna pretend like, yeah, I'm gonna change it, but I want to change it back, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Practice session, that's.
Yeah, that's a practice session, okay. Okay, that's all I wanted to see.
Anyone else want to see? Okay. Okay, 16 yes, 2 absent. Motion passes.
Okay, next is resolution number 7, which is appropriating funds in the amount of $2,450 from the unassigned fund balances in the county general fund and budgeted to the expenditure account number 101.58803.307-COVID-19 grant number 3. Communication for the upfront and reimbursable expenses through the Library Care Act. We'll have a motion by Don Patton and second by Dana. Discussion? We don't have any discussion, so we'll vote and take roll call.
Angie Hearn.
Yes.
Angie Hearn, yes. Don Patton, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Talia Dye.
Yes.
Talia Dye, yes. Norman Frazier.
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Farr.
Yes.
Gary Farr, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sunny Hall, yes. Bill Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers. Mary Powers. Anyone wish to change their vote? 16 yes, 2 absent, motion carries.
Okay, the last resolution on the agenda is number 8. Is the resolution appropriating funds in the amount of $10,000 from the unassigned fund balance within the county general fund in order to budget to the COVID expenditure account for the Sheriff's Department CSF-JAG COVID grant. We have a motion by Phil Nelson and a second by Kenneth Miller. Any discussion?
I'm back in, boy, there's something happened on my phone.
Okay. Okay, there's no discussion, so we can vote and take roll call.
Angie Hearn.
Yes.
Angie Hearn, yes. Don Patton, yes. Ward Plant.
Yes.
Ward Plant, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Kalia Dye.
Yes.
Kalia Dye, yes. Norman Frazier.
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Farr. Gary Farr, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sunny Hall, yes. Bill Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne Ward, yes. Ronnie Hopper.
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers.
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes. Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 17 yes, 1 absent.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next is appointing notaries. We have 10. I'll call them out. James K. Bones, Joshua Hopkins, Ashley Matthew, Daniel Dooley, Charles L. Hicks, Sharon Bang, Sherry Clump, Pamela Brazel, Scott Hill, and Roseanne Ward. A motion by Don Patton, a second by Kenneth Miller. Any discussion? Okay, vote. And roll call.
Angie Hearn,
Yes.
Angie Hearn, yes. Don Patton, yes. Ward Plant,
Yes.
Ward Plant, yes. Dana Ferguson, yes. Kenneth Miller, yes. Rocky Preston, yes. Kalea Dye,
Yes.
Kalea Dye, yes. Norman Frazier,
Yes.
Norman Frazier, yes. Gary Farr,
Yes.
Gary Farr, yes. Dwayne Fowler, yes. Sunny Hall, yes. Bill Melton, yes. Rochelle Hill, yes. Mike Nunnery, yes. Roseanne abstained. Ronnie Hopper,
Yes.
Ronnie Hopper, yes. Mary Powers,
Yes.
Mary Powers, yes. Anyone wish to change their vote? We have 16 yes, no, and 1 abstain. Motion carries.
Okay, next on the agenda is any other business. Okay, the mayor would like to say something right now.
Yeah, just want to ask, were y'all in favor of the way the electronic enhancements are being made? Were they easy? I mean, because this is the sign of the future. This is what we're going to get into, and so I just ask that you engage. I mean, we've got a trainer over here and learn this system. I thought it worked well, but by next month we'll have several more, hopefully, electronic installations, more boards. So again, I think it's a start. I wasn't expecting for us to start this soon, but I thought it went very well. Next month, we're going to have a financial package for every commissioner. You know, we're getting ready for this to go on our project. We're going to lay out the finances, what we're getting from grant money, what we've got money in the bank, and what we're going to request from a finance option. So those packets will be in your commissioner packets next month. If you want to get ahead of the game, please come and stop by my office within the next month, before now and then, and I'll sit down and walk you through exactly how it works. Anytime you deal with spreadsheets and a lot of numbers, there's probably a lot of questions, maybe a lot of confusion, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to be impressed by the way it all falls together and the way it all flows. Also, if the department heads are watching online from Facebook, or I think a few of them have left, but again, we already need to be thinking about next year's budgets right now. And so Bill Melton's chairman of the budget committee, and I applaud him for being very proactive, that we're already bracing ourselves for next year's budgets. We don't know how COVID is going to impact us, good or bad. You know, whether we're going to continue, and is it going to drive expenses, or is it going to save us money? But at the end of the day, we want accurate budgets. And so try, if you see department heads, have them wrapping their heads around it right now before this process begins, so that they come in with a realistic approach to the 2022 fiscal year budget. And that's all I've got to say.
Anyone else? Anything to say? I just want to say that I think everybody did very well tonight. It's a learning experience for all of us. I think we're going to get better. I can say that I liked it. I hope y'all do. And the only other thing I'm going to say is just I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
We have a motion to adjourn by Don Patton and second by Kenneth Miller. All in favor say aye.
Preston says no.
Anyone?
Rocky stand.
You want to change your vote, Rocky?
Anyone wish to change your vote?
Okay, motion to adjourn is passed.
Well,
Straight.
mine went blank.
Got that today. Okay. See you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Before these turns that off.
Eventually,
Turn the program off first, then bottom it down.
Surveys.
Not happening this year. I'm sorry. Only immediate family this year.
Probably good
We'll give these to you, Beverly. We'll give these to you.
Scott? How'd it go?
Good. I like it. I need a little training on it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good. She don't have to call names out, turn that around. I think it saved time.
I think so too.
Oh, you say something.